is Felisa, and I'm trying to get these vlogs uploaded so that I have some content that I can spread out over the next couple of weeks. So if you see me in the same ensemble, it's not because I have one shirt. It's because I'm literally trying to do back-to-back recordings. So anyway, that being said, I wanted to come and do this vlog. Like, I've been thinking about how to present this information, how to present this content, because I don't want to depict myself in a certain light, and I definitely don't want to disparage anyone who might be involved in these types of situations, because everybody has the right and the ability to live their lives the way that they want, as long as they're not creating harm for themselves or for other people. So before I get into the gist of what I want to talk about, I want to give a disclaimer and say that these are my ideas, my thoughts, my rants, definitely my observations that may or may not resonate with you. It's not intended to be a judgment call nor an indictment, just, one woman's opinion and perspective. So here we go. I was, of course, in one of my Facebook groups. Y'all know how I love my groups. And there was a question that was basically like, I wish I could find it, because if I can find it, then I'll screenshot it and I'll put it like here or over here or wherever. Anyway, I hope I say it right. The question was, could you seriously date, or could you date someone who had a maintenance man or a cleanup woman? And so I was like, how would you know? Because that's not something that comes up on the first date. Like, in between the, have you ever been married? Do you have kids? So do you have a maintenance man? Like that's not, that's not something that happens. That's not a thing. So I don't know how you would know, at least immediately. And honestly, I don't know that ever would be part of disclosure. I probably would say that because I'm so honest and transparent. I just don't believe in lies and withholding information, because that stuff has a tendency to come out. But I do hope that before anybody gets involved with someone, sexually or otherwise, that you talk about partners, you talk about past relationships, you talk about health status, y'all make a trip down to the clinic somewhere, and until you get results, you're practicing safer sex and all the whole nine. I didn't mean to go into a public health PSA, but I feel very strongly about that, because we don't want things falling off of you. Now, do we? Anyway, so I was kind of intrigued by that question, because it was, people were answering like really in depth, and I thought, y'all know that we can see that, we can all read that. I would never, but it was very nice to see, people who gave no F's was able to answer, often in very graphic detail. But, of course, that got my wheels turning, and I thought to myself, maybe this would be a nice compliment to my breakup vlog, or my second chance reconciliation failure vlog. And, what do singles do in between relationships, or, when they have an extended period of aloneness? And, how do you even go about the business of selecting someone that you're going to be intimate with, and all those kinds of things? It can be a tricky negotiation. It can be a tricky challenge. I personally believe that all things are better organic. You just kind of happen to fall into certain relationships, or happen to fall into certain paths of living, and you develop some synergy with people, and this is what you do. I'm not necessarily someone that would enjoy that for the long term. And again, I'm not knocking it. It's just that, I'm built for relationships. I love love. I want to be in love. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be married. I want that whole life. And I just always feel like people who actually want that, but have these situationships, or people that they're intimate with, in a role that I feel like it's a placebo. I feel like the universe looks at that and says, why do you keep asking for somebody? You got somebody there. They've got somebody that you keep sweating on all the time, and you can't have like two people. So what you gonna do? I really feel like that is kind of like the projection, because you really are giving this person all your time and energy in an intimate way. But yet you keep asking for a long-term relationship. That's just the way that I think. I'm not saying that that's right. And I'm not saying that you can't be involved in this kind of situationship, and your knight in shiny armor show up, or the woman of your dreams walk in. But I just think that if you're going to do that, you have to be aware that perhaps this might be standing in the way of, somebody actually presenting themselves to you that is built to go the distance with you. I also think that emotional development of feelings is a real possibility. A lot of times women will just want the BFE, what I call the BFE, which is the boyfriend experience, because, they are craving being held and being told that they're beautiful and just have somebody invest in them. And it's hard to turn off that emotional side of us and just be strictly there for the comments. Just be strictly there for the sex. In my opinion. Now, please don't send me mail and make comments to say that, nope, I'm able to. I'm not suggesting that all women are like that, but in my experience and my travels, it's much more difficult for women to disconnect that emotional state. It's who we are. It is why so many women get burned, why so many women get hurt, because they really think that they can go into relationships and just strictly have the physical side of the encounter and none of the emotional side of the encounter. Men are not wired that way, which is why men are able to do it successfully and consistently. And then women, like, and honestly, goodness, okay, so I'm divesting. This is why I think that this exists, because you'll often hear a woman say, I don't believe that he could really sleep with me and be with me and, like, always over at my house and this, that, and the third, and don't feel nothing for me. He keep coming back. The dog keeps going to the trash, sis. Like, I hate to say it that way, but, like, it's not like my dog likes the trash. It's just something that's convenient for her. And if she hasn't been fed, then she's gonna gravitate to that trash. I better make sure that the trash is not there, because then she gotta wait until I give her what I give her. But consoling yourself and believing that because a man continuously comes back to you, or because a man actually wants to be intimate with you, is somehow indicative of him having feelings for you or caring for you in a comprehensive way. That's something that we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better, but that's not the reality, and we have to be able to face that. Now, if you are okay with him not having feelings beyond, sexual ones for you or an attraction for you, then cool, do what you do. Make sure you protect yourself, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and have at it. But if you have any residual thought that this man might, develop warm feelings of nostalgia and attachment for you just because you're providing him with sex, then you're setting yourself up for a really, really, really hard fall. Then you're going to break your own heart. But I digress. So I will be very transparent. After I saw this whole, this meme and this conversation, I did text a friend of mine and I asked him basically if he wanted to be my maintenance man. Now, I really was expecting one of two answers. I was expecting either, heck yeah, or I was expecting, bitch, are you crazy? I really was. His answer really threw me off. I'm not going to divulge what that answer was, but it definitely was not the F-boy material that I thought that I was going to get. Like, I thought that I was going to get a laugh and a chuckle out of it. But he took a whole different kind of position, and he redirected me very nicely in a manly sort of way. So shout out to him. That's my boy. And I did come and I told him, I said, I have to disclose this to you. And he was cool about it. But I learned a very valuable lesson with that. Number one, stop thinking that all dudes are the same. I didn't think that I did, but I probably did. Number two, real men have different answers than other men. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And it was refreshing to see a real man's answer. I haven't seen one of those in a very, very long time. And before y'all get in my comments, yes, I'm aware that it's because of the men that I've been dealing with. I'm trying to elevate and vibrate higher. Give a girl a chance. Anyway, the conclusion to all of this is, I really think that adult men and women are capable of making decisions for their own sexual health and for their own sexual experiences in a way that benefits them. But they also have to be realistic about what Pandora's box they may actually be opening up with this, particularly when it's friends. Somebody has the potential to get hurt. You have the potential to damage both of the parties in some type of way. You also have the potential to destroy the friendship or destroy the relationship. and you can't put that back together again. So you have to count the cost, and you have to make sure that you're willing to take that risk, that if things don't work out, that, you know, whatever you negotiate. And that is probably the biggest part of all of this, the negotiation. It's, I don't want to say the art of the deal because, well, it is though. It really is the art of the negotiation. It's about the boundaries that you set. It's about the expectations that you have. And you have to be realistic in your expectations, both from the other party and from yourself. I keep saying you have to make absolutely unequivocally sure that you are in an emotional space to be able to deal with whatever comes. Because a lot of times we sell ourselves this bill of goods because it's something that we want, and we think that, you know, oh yeah, I can handle that, I'm grown, I'm whatever. And then 6 months, a year down the line, he meets somebody, and, you know, now he needs to cut you off, and you looking like, but we was just together last Saturday. Yeah, but you know, you knew what it was when you got involved with it. You didn't know what it was. So now what you gonna do? I don't know. I'm Felisa. Leave your comment below. I would love to hear your feedback on this vlog. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can be advised as to when I upload new content. Just something to think about today on this Saturday. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.